Anambra State government intensifies fight against illegal revenue collection touting. Anambra Housing Commissioner Honorable Onyeka urges contractors to accelerate work on Ekulobia Enugu General Hospital projects. Federal government reassures members of diplomatic community of conducive environment to carry out their functions. And on the foreign scene, South Korea accuses North Korea of increased plutonium stockpile. Before the news in detail, here's a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning. Welcome to the news at 7. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. Anambra State government has suspended payment and collection of all flying revenues. A release signed by the Anambra State Commissioner for Information, Chief Paul, also stated that the suspension takes effect immediately until further notice. It listed the affected revenues to include commerce fees, scrap metal and welder fabrication, sand beaches and borough peat, chipping, stones and gravel. Other affected revenues as listed in the release are loading and offloading, forestry produce and veterinary inspection, though the latter has not been awarded. It said that henceforth anyone collecting these revenues are doing so illegally and requested all to report anyone caught in such illegal collection to law enforcement agencies or call the numbers 081 225 54530, 081 203 56133, 070-696-80112 and 080-696-95398. Following callers' report during Governor Chukwuma Soludo's media chat with Indian Anambra last Monday, the Anambra State Joint Enforcement Team has arrested over 48 illegal revenue collectors and touts across Anambra State. Those affected were on those locations specifically reported by callers during the media chat with the governor. We have details of this report from our studio.
The flashpoints that were raided by the Anambra State Joint Enforcement Team, led by its chairman, retired Air Vice Marshal Ben Chiobi, and the Director of Operations, Mr. Chukwuma Opale Zufu, were Bridgehead, Oga Junction, Iweka, among others, all in Onitsha. Others were Nnewi, Ibuhu, Ekulobia, Amansi, and Ifitoka Axis. The suspects are already being profiled for arraignment before the court. Retired Air Vice Marshal Ben Chiobi said that they will not relent in ridding the state of criminal elements until the state is sanitized of their menace. Governor Chukwuma Soludo had, during the media chat, reiterated his government's resolve on the ban of touts, illegal revenue collectors, and zero tolerance to all forms of criminalities.
Anambra State Commissioner for Housing, Honorable Polly Onyeka, has paid an unscheduled inspection visit to ongoing road and building projects at Ekulobia and Enugu General Hospitals in Anambra State. Njide Kokoe covered the inspection visit and now reports.
At the two hospitals, Commissioner Onyeka inspected roads and buildings under construction and reconstruction, including wards, walkways, emergency unit, laboratory, conveniences, morgue, and car park, among other places. Speaking after the inspection, Honorable Onyeka, who expressed gratitude to Governor Chukwuma Soludo for what he is doing in the state, noted that upgrading of general hospitals in the state is one of the things in the governor's manifesto, adding that it is a way of giving Indian Anambra the best level of health care. He expressed satisfaction that things are moving as planned, but frowned over the pace of work at the sites and called on the contractors to speed up and increase the numerical strength of their workforce so as to deliver on time, as the two general hospitals will be commissioned by the middle of next month. The Housing Commissioner, who ordered both the consultant and the contractors to see to the demolition of all the old and expired buildings that pose aesthetic threats to the hospital environment, and advised the contractors to create green verge area at the hospitals for relaxation.
Upgrading this General Hospital at Enugu is one of those very crucial things that you have in Mr. Governor's manifesto. So for us, is a way of giving our people the best level of health, and I am highly delighted that things are moving on as planned.
The project's consultant, architect Henry Arinze, thanked the governor for making hospital upgrade part of his manifesto, which he noted shows that he understands the importance of a healthy society, and thanked the commissioner for making out time to inspect the projects and made some corrections, promising to adhere to those corrections. The chief medical officer of Enugu General Hospital, Dr. Frank Ifaneme, appreciated Governor Soludo for his intervention at the hospitals, which he observed has given the hospital a facelift, and thanked the commissioner for his commitment to the projects.
And even you were here about 2 months ago, this place doesn't look like hospital. It looks like shanties. But with intervention of the governor, we are trying to see a new hospital in all its entirety. The walls are being taken care of. We now have digital X-ray and automated machine for lab, that within a space of 5 minutes you can get all the lab you need.
Commissioner Onyeka was accompanied to the sites by architect Kelechi Mbadiwe, Mr. Samuel Ojeleke, engineer Ikedi Eze, Anderson Obianyo, among others. Njideka Okoye, ABS News.
Anambra Broadcasting Service EBS was agog with a Valentine celebration as the staff marked the birthday of one of their own, Prince Emeka Carlo. The Valentine cum birthday bash took place at the premises of the ABS corporate headquarters, Oka. Correspondent Ngozi Obileri now reports.
It was a gathering of like minds who put together a surprise package for the celebrants as staff of ABS gathered to thank God for the gift of New Year to one of their own, Prince Emeka Carlo, popularly called Magic Fingers. Prince Emeka is the Vice President, Zone C, Radio, Television and Theatre Arts Workers Union, Ratau. Speakers at the ceremony poured encomiums on the celebrant for being an outstanding personality in the media industry. In his speech at the event, the managing director of the ABS, Sachido Obidiegu, described Prince Emeka as an astute professional who does his job with diligence and credibility, a bosom friend, and a loyalist who stands by his friends no matter the situation. Sachido urged all staff of the establishment to strive to write their names on the marble, just as the celebrant, so that they will have something they will be remembered for.
Sometimes it becomes, the journey when but we're doing it. Thank you very much.
We apologize for that mix-up. The traditional ruler of Umueri, Igwe Emeka, and the people of Umueri have celebrated the 6th Valor Festival of the monarch, tagged Ovale Voma 2023. The palace of Igwe Emeka, the venue for the Valor Festival, was filled to capacity as people from all walks of life, including traditional rulers of other communities, business associates, government functionaries, sons and daughters of Umueri, and their friends gathered to celebrate the event and pay homage to the Umueri monarch. Njideko Okoye report.
This year's Ovala also featured conferment of chieftaincy titles on some of the illustrious sons and friends of the community. Igwe Emeka thanked God for the huge success of his 6th Ovala celebration, which he said is a celebration of good things in Umueri, noting that Umueri celebrating 6th Ovala after 22 years without a monarch is one of the good things God has done for New Umueri, urging them to maintain peace and love for one another to sustain development of the community. Igwe Emeka, while breaking the kola nut, stated that Umueri people are living peacefully and coexisting with their neighbors, and also very submissive to constituted authority, urging them to maintain harmonious coexistence to enhance peace and more development in Umueri. Igwe Emeka later performed his 6th Owa dance, accompanied by the Umueri Royal Cabinet. In their remarks, the traditional ruler of Aguleri, Igwe Michael Idigo, said he came to show solidarity of Aguleri people to Igwe Emeka and prayed that the Ovala Ifeoma will bring better things to the Igwe and people of Umueri, while the President General of Umueri General Assembly, Chief Johnny Mechie, thanked God for blessing Umueri community.
We are good neighbors. I am happy that this Ovala is asked Ovala Ifeoma, and I pray that the celebration of the Ovala 2019 will bring Ifeoma to the Igwe himself and Ifeoma to the entire people of Umueri.
I celebrate and give thanks to God for it today. That's why I said this is the year of Ifeoma in Umueri. I said that we have got the grace of God. The grace of God is on us, and we are receiving the favors of God.
Some of those who received chieftaincy titles, including member representing Anambra East and West Federal Constituency, Honorable Chinedu Obidigwe, and Chief Mrs. Christian Madunatu, thanked Igwe Emeka and Umueri people for the honor and promised to maintain a better relationship. Other speakers at the event, including Anambra Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Mr. Ifeanyi Ukoma, and former Senior Special Assistant to former Governor Obiano, Chief Lawrence Anibe, noted that Ovala is always unique, noting that Igwe Emeka is gradually transforming Umueri, as the community is now wearing a new look. The Ovala Festival earlier commenced with an interdenominational service, while paying of homage to Igwe Emeka, cultural dances and other displays featured at the celebration. From Umueri, Njideka Okoye, ABS News.
On the national scene, the federal government of Nigeria is opening the first ever duty-free shop for diplomats in Nigeria. The duty-free edifice unveiled in Abuja is in compliance with the 1961 United Nations Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, which has been domesticated by the Nigeria government. Igwe Ajide filed on this report.
The Diplomatic Immunities and Privileges Act number 42 of December 1962 provides the status of exemption of diplomats from all dues and taxes. According to the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, who declared the shop open, the essence is to reciprocate the good gesture and privileges Nigerians serving in countries such as South Africa, Ghana, Tanzania, Kenya, and most EU countries are in. She short transparency and accountability. Government plans that meet abuse of privileges for international best practice.
The decision to permit the operations of a duty-free facility for the exclusive patronage of diplomats was born out of the desire to comply with an international best practice and to reciprocate the good gesture of other countries that offer similar privileges to our own diplomats serving in those countries. Diplomats enjoy duty-free shopping facilities in several countries, such as in South Africa, Ghana, Tanzania, Kenya, most of the EU countries, and a few others.
The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Zubairu Dada, who lauded the project, expressed optimism that the service will enhance more platforms and opportunities for members of the diplomatic community to thrive, especially as the facility has enough security for their protection.
In recognition of the significance of the duty-free facility, all relevant stakeholders, especially competent security agencies, have been mandated to work in synergy in ensuring adequate security to select diplomats to visit this city. It is expected that all members of the community in Abuja will patronize this duty-free store, which is exclusively to serve them.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Diplomatic Village, Dozo, said the village came after a long process and will cater for diplomats such as Commonwealth country, foreign envoy, among others who are to get the tax exemption at the duty-free shop.
We invite you to take a look at it. Correct us where we may not have or we may have fallen short of your expectations.
In Abuja, Princess Igwe Ajide reporting.
The Federal Executive Council has approved the installation of electronic cargo tracking node for seaports nationwide. It said the ECTN will tackle several challenges such as the under-declaration, concealment and wrong classification of cargoes, which are the primary causes of revenue leakages, insecurity and safety issues at the border. The Minister of Transportation, Muazu Sambo, disclosed this while briefing State House correspondents after the weekly Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Muhammad Buhari at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja. Sambo said the scheme, which is already operational in 26 African countries, will plug revenue leaks and is expected to generate between $90 million and $35 million annually. The budget will be co-implemented of 5 Belgian companies in a considerable last years. The revenue sharing formula will be 65% with federal government in to share. Korea has released its latest offensive in which it describes Korea as an enemy and reports that Pyongyang has increased its stockpile of weapons-grade plutonium by 40%. The defense PR published a glimpse into North Korea's number of nuclear weapons and as well as its conventional ability. An estimated North Korean strength of 1.28 million duty personnel. North Korea has continued spent fuel from its nuclear reactor and possesses about 70 kilograms of grade plutonium, up from 50 kilograms according to South Korea news agency. Approximately of plutonium to build, and the increase in stockpile of the substance is due to operation at the country's mainstay nuclear complex in Yongbyon, north of the capital. Previous defense papers have labeled North Korea as the main enemy, present enemy, or simply enemy, particularly during times of tension. Such references have been avoided when relations were improved between Seoul and Pyongyang. In our sports, the Nigeria Cricket Federation said it will pay more attention to the development of the game in the country by investing in training and facilities. Arising from its 2022 annual general meeting in Abuja, where the board of the federation reviewed policies and decisions ahead of the 2023 calendar, member states suggested strategies, programs and initiatives that could lead to the growth and development of the sport in Nigeria. This discussion was centered on how to source for individual and corporate sponsorships for the NCF in order to complement the grant from the International Cricket Council, which is grossly inadequate for the development of game in Nigeria. According to the NCF, more beginners and starter kids and high-quality competition equipment will be also said the various schools to ensure continuity. One of the 2023 programs is the 4th edition of the 17 championship eliminated completed. And there's and programs on ABS from many parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Oka. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to absradiotv.com. And now the main points again. Anambra State government has intensified fight against illegal revenue collection touting. Anambra Housing Commissioner Honorable Onyeka has urged the contractors to accelerate work on Ekulobia Enugu General Hospital projects. Federal government has reassured the members of diplomatic community of conducive environment to carry out their functions. And we also told you on the foreign scene that South Korea has accused North Korea of increasing plutonium stockpile. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the tax ahead. And that's it on the news at 7. Thank you for joining us. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. Good morning.